Hey boys and girls, welcome to Mrs. Evans's Enchanted Reading Time. Today is a great story. It's called Where the Wild Things Are. Look at where the wild things. I wonder where they are. We always take a look at the cover. Maybe it kind of gives us a hint where the wild things are. And this time on our title page, we're going to see that the pictures and the story was by the same pictures. It says Story and Pictures by Maurice Sendak. Where the Wild Things Are. Ooh, I love this. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another, and another, his mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." And he was sent to bed without anything to eat. That very night, in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat just for Max. And he sailed off through night and day. And in and out of weeks, and almost over a year, to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick. And staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened, and they called him the most wild thing of all. And made him king of all the wild things. "And now," cried Max, "let the wild rumpus start." I don't know why it sounds like a circus. "Now stop," Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars, and they knocked their terrible teeth, and they rolled their terrible eyes, and they showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. Isn't that a great story where the wild things are? Do you think wild things are real? Where do you think the wild things really lived? Do you think maybe they lived in Florida where there are palm trees like you can see behind me? Like on the story? Do you think wild things are real, or that they just lived up here in Max's head? Maybe he was doing a lot of pretending. Do you do pretending? What do you like to pretend? Do you like to play like you're an actress or a princess? Or maybe you like to pretend that you are the first woman of the United States of America and you are president. Or maybe you just like to pretend that you're a dad, or that you're a dog walker and you like to walk dogs. I like to walk my dog too. Maybe you pretend, I don't know, that you're a teacher and that you can teach all your friends in the neighborhood. I used to pretend that I was a director and I would put on plays with my friends in the neighborhood. Wouldn't that be a fun thing to do? Now that we have some time in our homes, maybe you can think of something that you can pretend to do. And I'd sure like to hear about it. Well, thanks for tuning in to Mrs. Evans' Enchanted Reading Time. You know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is our day to meet Tacky, the penguin. Ooh, you're gonna love Tacky. He's really fun. Until then, have a great night and get some rest and some sleep and make good choices. Always make good choices and have fun pretending. Bye, boys and girls.